the first use case you think about blockchain is payments, right? So that's the first thing you want to do is show that you can secure a payment mechanism just like Visa, MasterCard, but much more secure, without middlemen, take away the fees, offers economies of scale, so the more people use it, the cheaper it gets. The way we view the future of value in the long term, 3 to 5 to 10 years, we view layer 1 blockchains will essentially become like the new republics. These will be the new mechanisms where all the value is going to proliferate to. In the future, there will be the layer 1 blockchain, there will be the mining market, there will be the dApps, and there will be tokens. So the lower you get in the stack, the lower risk you have, but the lower rewards. The highest risk reward will be on the layer 1 blockchain, because that's where all the value will flow up. But it's highest value, highest risk. We view layer 1 blockchains, which is Bitcoin, Syscoin, Ethereum, as court systems. They need to be combative to the external forces that we don't control, even in the software world. In the real world, like inflation, hyperinflation, wars, these systems need to be secure from that. And this is why we view Bitcoin as the gold standard for security and decentralization. What else does the world need? What else does the world cherish when you have something like Bitcoin? How can we extend that to something else where we can take advantage to build real world utility? This is where Ethereum comes in. For me, Ethereum is a gold standard for flexibility or general computation. We're trying to stick to the gold standards we know the world's going to cherish and develop on, and we put those two concepts together. And this is what Syscoin is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we back. In case you're not familiar, I am
that Hotep Jesus dude.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep to the family. Y'all hear that new drop, right?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that drop? Did you hear what that man said?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
See, when I come in the building, I can change the atmosphere. I'm the weatherman.
Welcome to another stream. I got Ken and Hotep grifting with me tonight. Make sure y'all show some love to Ken and Hotep.
What up? What up? What's up going on, everybody? What's going on? Happy Tuesday.
I told Uncle Hotep yesterday on the Patreon channel I wasn't going to be grifting today unless there was an emergency, and, well, it was to the back cave. Real quick, shout out to my sponsor, Syscoin, the best of Bitcoin, best of Ethereum, through merge mining, smart contracts, ZK rollups. Guys that don't know what I'm talking about, get to know, start studying up. If you're going to be in crypto, you need to know crypto. You need to understand blockchain technology. The guys that understand what I'm talking about, you want to build the latest and greatest software on the planet using blockchain technology with low gas fees, solving the trilemma as reported by Vitalik. Go to hotepjesus.com/Syscoin. Fill out the form. Somebody from Syscoin will reach out to you shortly. Once again, it's hotepjesus.com/Syscoin. Or just hit the Syscoin logo on my website at hotepjesus.com.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, where's my other screen? Let's see. I think it's this screen. Okay, let's bring this screen on here. We got a lot to cover today. I want to make sure we put this on the screen so you guys can see. Like, I thought I was grifting. Bro, I think all parties involved in today's stream have been grifting. Is this the right one? No, that's not the right screen. Hold on. Shout out to my Rumblers. Shout out to everybody on Rumble tuning in. All right, there we go. All right, let's fix that on the screen. You see that there. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go to the beginning. So, Cannon, did you see this thread here by Matt Tabibi?
The original thread was a new one out today.
The new one out today.
No, I didn't see all of it.
Okay. So, just to catch the audience up, Matt Tabibi was elected as the guy who was going to release the so-called Twitter files So he did so. What was that? Saturday, right?
Yeah, that was Saturday. Now I know who Matt Taibbi is.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was on top of the whole collusion situation.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones exposing it for what it really was.
Yeah.
Like he's a good investigative journalist from some of the stuff that I read from him.
Well, he ain't good enough. We about to find out why. Let's look at the thread. He said, Twitter files supplemental. Now, real fast, when I first saw the Twitter files hit the internet, I was complaining. I said, where the fuck the files at? I see screenshots. I see Twitter fingers. Where the files at? You know, I thought we was getting a WikiLeaks style dump. I spoke to Alex Jones yesterday. I told Alex I was expecting a WikiLeaks style dump, and I was quite disappointed. And there were some people on that were following me that had some pushback and said, Hotep, this is a win. This is a win. This is a win. And I'm just like, bro, this seems very light. Like, you know, for
the first ones are light.
Right. Saturday was light.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, first of all, like you guys are saying you finally have evidence. I'm like, cool, but I know there was collusion between many different people in many different places with big tech, especially Twitter, because that's what we're doing with the Twitter files. And when I'm looking through it, I'm like, where the juice at? It's just smelt too light to me. So we about to find out exactly why it was so light. Thank you, Jonathan Thomas, for the super chats. The rest of y'all stop grifting, pay your tuition. Please support the channel. So Matt Taibbi, he says, on Friday, the first installment of the Twitter files was published here. We expected to publish more over the weekend. Many wondered why there was a delay. Yes, I did. I did wonder why there was a delay. I absolutely wondered. I asked my files. I said, yo, where them files at? Y'all said we was getting another one Saturday. Saturday came around, we ain't get them. Y'all said we was getting them Sunday. Sunday rolled around and we ain't get them. Matter of fact, the first Twitter files, I stand corrected. The first Twitter files didn't drop Saturday. They dropped, I'm going to tell you right now, 3 days ago. Wait, would that be Saturday? No. What's the date on that? Stream 4 days ago. Okay, no thanks. December 2nd, that would put that to Friday, I believe, right?
December what, 2nd?
2nd, yes. Okay, so
yes,
they were
Friday.
Friday they were released. Okay, correction. So Saturday they said we were supposed to get the second round Saturday. Saturday came around, nothing happened. Sunday came around, we got some Twitter Spaces. The grifters was in there heavy, and we didn't get anything. Shout out Cassius Cam back. I hit Cassius Cam up on Instagram, man. I was like, man, I thought you died in the fire, man. I wondering where he was at. I'm glad he's doing well. Shout out to Cassius Cam. Welcome back, bro. Good to see you. I was just worried, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, is he all right? I know he was fighting out there fighting them big ass hellfires. So he says, we can now listen to this, Cannon. He says, we can now tell you part of the reason why. On Tuesday, wait a second. What happened on Saturday and Sunday? Well, we'll get to that in a moment. On Tuesday, Twitter Deputy General Counsel and former FBI General Counsel Jim Baker was fired. Among the reasons, vetting the first batch of Twitter files without knowledge of new management. Vetting the first batch. You mean sanitizing, erasing, and scrubbing and redacting? Is that what you mean, Matt Taibbi?
You gave the informant, you gave the plant the evidence.
Hold up, wait, we ain't get to here. Hold up.
Former FBI General Counsel? Oh my God.
It says the process for producing the Twitter files involved delivery. And Cannon's gonna go live on his channel and talk about this with Jay and some other things. So stand by. We taking y'all attention all night. Welcome to the Hotep Nation Network, Hotep Network. The process for producing the Twitter files involved delivery to 2 journalists, Barry Weiss and me, via a lawyer close to new management. However, after the initial batch, things became complicated. Over the weekend, while we both dealt with obstacles to new searches, it was Barry Weiss. This is Barry Weiss here. Can y'all see this on your screen? Okay, good. It was Barry Weiss who discovered that the person in charge of releasing the files was someone named Jim. When she called to ask Jim's last name, the answer came back, Jim Baker. She says, my jaw hit the floor, says Weiss. The first batch of files both reporters received was marked Spectra Baker emails. Baker is a controversial figure. He has been something of a zealot of FBI controversies dating back to 2016, from the Steele dossier to the Alpha server mess. He resigned in 2018 after investigation into leaks to the press. The news that Baker was reviewing the Twitter files surprised everyone involved, to say the least. New Twitter chief Elon Musk acted quickly to exit Baker Tuesday. Reporters resumed searches through Twitter files material, a lot of it, today. The next installment of the Twitter files will appear. Barry Weiss, stay tuned. Let's stop right there before I go to the next round of tweets. So, Elon or whoever at Twitter decided that they were going to entrust these files with Barry Weiss. So what they did was they passed them to former FBI General Counsel. To which they found out later that he was redacting things from these emails.
Jeez.
Now, I just have a question here. You take over Twitter. I'm sure you did a thorough background check on all your devs, et cetera, et cetera. You scrubbed everybody. You didn't scrub your general counsel? So am I supposed to believe that this was gross negligence? This was a mistake? This was an oversight by Elon? Or did Elon knowingly pass these files to the FBI, former counsel?
Oh my gosh, man.
I'm supposed to believe
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Am I supposed to believe that the richest man in the world, allegedly, or whatever he is, one of the smartest men in the world, didn't check to see who his general counsel was? His attorney? The company's attorney? You didn't question that? The guy that's supposed to handle your law stuff?
And from the time the collusion nonsense happened to the time he resigned, Jim Baker's name was all in the media.
All in the media.
All in the media. When you were reading it, and then I went to the thread, I'm like, Jim Baker, like FBI, Franklin Beverly Institute, Jim Baker. Like immediately, I knew who it was. Right? You can't tell me that Elon didn't know that his general counsel used to be a part of the Franklin Beverly Institute. You can't tell me that he didn't know that.
The guy that handles your legal. Let's go to the next tweet. HexDeep369 says, this is why I agree with Hotep Jesus, that the information should have been made available to everyone and all journalists rather than filtered through Matt Tabibi.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
See, when I come in the building, I can change the atmosphere. I'm the weatherman.
Wise words, sir. Wise words. Here's Greg Price. Greg Price says Jim Baker, as an FBI lawyer, received the fake Trump Alpha Bank story from Hillary's campaign, was involved with the Steele dossier, personally approved the FISA warrant to spy on Carter Page, and supported censoring the laptop as Twitter deputy counsel. You can't make this shit. He continues, he says, oh yeah, and he also finally got fired from the FBI for leaking classified national security information about the Trump administration to the media. He went from spying on Trump to censoring the Hunter laptop to secretly reviewing the Twitter files before their release. Oh, yeah, and Jim Baker was part of the FBI team who approved sending a special agent to collect intelligence on Michael Flynn. The man is quite literally the Forrest Gump of the swamp. This is what Greg Price said.
He just happened to be in the middle of all this shit. Like, he was their fixer. That's what he was. That's what he was. He wasn't fired. Come on. No, he wasn't fired. They let him go on some fucking some off the book shit.
Yeah.
They put him into Twitter's executive council, with general counsel. That's what they did. He better suited.
He moved into his new role.
Exactly. Guarantee he's still getting a check from Franklin Beverly.
Once an agent, always an agent. Now people are gonna say, "Oh, he wasn't an agent; he was general counsel." Nigga, you work for the FBI. Everybody's an agent. God damn it, that's how the feds work. Nigga. Right,
and Anderson Cooper, he just a news anchor. After he left Charlie Indigo Alpha.
Oh my God! Somebody said, he knew the tweet from Cernovich is there, April 26, 2022. Elon even responded to it. Oh my God. So Elon knew this guy, Jim Baker, was there, and you still let these files go through his hands. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Somebody do me a favor. Get that tweet that you talking about from Cernovich. Pop that in the chat right here so we can bring that up on the screen. We're not leaving this chat till y'all go find that tweet so we can bring that up on the screen right here. This is why I be going on InfoWars. Now here's the thing. Everybody was celebrating. Oh, wow, look. They was mad at Hotep Jesus for being a party pooper. I wasn't trying to be a party pooper. I just know when something smells fishy.
And you smell right.
It was too late. Let's go to the next tweet here. While they drudge up that Cernovich tweet, let's go to this one here. This is from Eric Weinstein. No relation to Harvey Weinstein, I don't believe. Eric Weinstein says, I can't quite believe what I'm reading. So let's go slow. The FBI's former attorney was hired by previous Twitter management and was the one vetting the files to be given to Barry Weiss and Matt Taibbi that might reveal FBI collusion. And new owner Elon Musk wasn't told any of this? Question mark. What'd you say before we got on the stream about it, handing the files to the FBI?
You gave their informant the evidence. You gave him the evidence. You gave the plant the evidence so he can make it disappear. You gave him the opportunity to go, all right, this is good, this ain't good, here you go. Hey, we got you expecting them to investigate themselves. You gave them the Twitter files so they can investigate themselves. Holy shit.
Oh my God. Where's this Cernovich tweet, man? Somebody get me this Cernovich tweet. That's not how you say his name. How you say, is it Taibbi?
Matt Taibbi.
Taibbi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Taibbi.
No, because Sky News say Taibbi too, but every time I heard it, it's been Matt Taibbi.
Matt Taibbi. I'm sorry, Matt. So he said the mouse guarding the cheese.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is exactly what it is. You gave the mouse the cheese to guard.
Hold on. Yeah,
you let a crackhead wash your car with $10,000 on a console. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Oh my God. Where is this? All right,
You know,
let
my
me-
father actually let a crackhead wash his car and left 10 grand in his console and didn't expect that shit to go missing.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You gotta know that. Okay, so here we have, I have the tweet. I found it. Let's pull this up. Cernovich, April 26th. Twitter lawyer Jim Baker, when general counsel of the FBI, personally arranged a meeting between the FBI and Michael Sussman. In this meeting, Sussman presented fabricated evidence in the Alpha Bank matter. Elon Musk, this is who was inside Twitter. He facilitated fraud.
Cernovich was
And
fucking
Elon
cold.
Musk does reply right here, sounds pretty bad. That's him. He replied to Cernovich.
Sounds pretty bad.
So he was made aware. Whether he remembered or not is a whole nother story. But he was made aware. Maybe he forgot. It was feds inside his company that he was about to buy.
Oh, man. Jeez, man. Like, you can't make this shit up.
You can't make it up. If you did, somebody tell you lying.
This is the worst espionage story ever told. This is the worst espionage story ever told. Somebody talking about the Twitter files makes Watergate look like a walk in the park. Okay.
Bruh, they was like, oh, Twitter files, we got them now. I was wondering why the shit was so light. Because you passed it through the FBI hands first. You let them rinse the shit first.
Man, you let them bleach bit the shit. Good Lord.
The Twitter files.
I wonder how many pages was actually a part of them Twitter files.
You feel me?
How many pages is missing?
And Mr. Taibbi, everybody's like, oh, he's such a great researcher. He didn't know he received files from a Fed. Mr. Great Researcher. That's what y'all said.
Even he should have seen that shit was light. Like, what the fuck you got me about to report on? What is this?
What is this?
I made my name on the fucking collusion hoax. You about me to put my name on this shit? I got 10 pages here. It's been at least 7 years of fuckery.
At least.
And I got 10 pages. I'm sorry. I can write 28 tweets with this bullshit.
28 tweets. 7 years of collusion, and all we got was 28 tweets.
A fucking 2-minute read. For 7 years of fuckery. You gotta be kidding me. I'd have looked at that like, nah, something missing, yo. You should have CC'd me on this shit when you sent it to him.
Right.
Did you blind copy anybody?
Right.
Did somebody else get the original email? I hope you ain't drag and delete the shit after you finish sending it. We gotta start this Twitter file shit over. We gotta start from scratch. We're gonna act like fucking Saturday didn't happen. Let Barry Weiss, fuck it. Don't even let this fucking put this shit out there on Twitter. Just put it out there.
Ain't nothing left. They said
ain't got no fucking metadata to fucking go back and get the shit that he fucking erased.
They said,
we can't go back and get it because we ain't got the technology.
They said there is a possibility, right? But if niggas is handing files over to FBI, I gotta just think everybody's a Fed at this point. Everybody at Twitter's gotta be a Fed.
You got to.
So
I'm starting to wonder if fucking Elon out this bitch capping. Elon, they pay you the money to take over Twitter, bro? Did they pay you to take over Twitter? I always thought Jack Dorsey was just a face. I always thought Jack Dorsey was just a face. I didn't think he really had shit to do with Twitter. Just he was at the fucking IT desk at one of the government at the agencies and was like, yo, You the new face for Twitter.
You could be the guy that built this.
Yeah, that's it. You the guy that built this. Because the shit they put out there is the shit that fucking Zuckerberg said on Rogan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why niggas was like, "What is this?" This like, oh yeah, we didn't know. Like, we knew that already.
People were saying, "Oh, but we have evidence now. You got Zuckerberg's testimony that the feds came to him, told him to censor this shit. What do you mean you didn't have evidence before?"
Fucking smoking gun my ass. Ain't no fucking smoking gun.
Smoking gun. This shit is a water gun.
Exactly what it is.
You know.
And that nigga pissed all over y'all fucking dreams.
You know. It's just insane. Absolutely insane that this is the richest man in the world, allegedly, or whatever he is. And oversight like this happens. Absolutely insane. It's not believable. I have to believe that everybody involved is a Fed. At least suspected Fed. At least suspected. So, yes, there is a possibility this stuff does exist in the metadata, right? So what they're saying now is that tomorrow or sometime in the future, Barry Weiss is going to release the rest of the Twitter files to the public. But what's left after they done bleached the shit?
You can't trust whatever come out anyway.
How? You know, the FBI being involved in this, we already heard that from Zuckerberg. I wanted to see how the Democrats was involved. I wanted the full thread of emails of how the Democrats were involved in this. That's what I wanted to see. I didn't get that. We got screenshots. And I was like, yo, this is weird. Why are we getting screenshots? So What is Barry Weiss going to do? Is she going to release the full thread and then expound upon them? Like, you could just drop this in a PDF file, right? And then we could just see it and read it for ourselves. And then you could do your little screenshot and thread, but release the whole thread of emails. We didn't get that with the first one. And now I know why. Yeah. Because it wasn't nothing there.
It was never anything. It was I'm not gonna say it was never anything there, but yeah, no, it was like but after it got to
it got to Matt.
Yeah, if it got to Matt, after it got to Baker, that shit was a wrap.
Once it got to Baker,
they knew what they was doing when they handed that shit over to him.
They had to know, bro. These people are getting paid big money to work at these corporations. You tell me they didn't know they was handing papers over to the feds?
Oh, I guarantee they know it. They know that. I got a hot take from Cassius Campbell who said they trying to satiate the opposition and run damage control at the same time.
Exactly. I was never beat for this shit, man.
This is what I mean by when I say tail wagging the dog. This is it right here. These Twitter files are the tail wagging the dog. What I say on Sunday, y'all who listen to me, ain't shit coming from these Twitter files. Ain't a damn thing coming from these Twitter files.
Nope.
Nobody's getting arrested. Nobody getting frog marched off to the Hooskow. None of the people that you think should get arrested for this and that, they ain't getting arrested. Sam Bankman-Fried, is that his name? Still in the Bahamas chilling. While mainstream media running bail for him. He ain't going to jail. He connected 40 million to the Democratic Party, y'all.
What's her name? Who's James Brown over there? I always forget her name.
Oh, Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters. You know how, like, if you go to court, you're going to get a subpoena, you're going to get a notice in the mail or something like that. Police going to knock on your door and serve you. She asked this dude to show up to the hearing on Twitter. She tweeted him, hey, we'd like you to appear in what? On Twitter? That's how you summoning people to a congressional hearing?
Meanwhile, you got Adam Schiff talking about they trying to make a law that it's optional if you want to show up for a congressional subpoena.
Is that what they're doing now?
That's what Adam Schiff trying to get done.
Wow. Loopholes just in time. We're going to get to the super chats in just a moment. But this is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And let's talk about the grifters, right? Because when I did my stream, I warned people, And I said, I guarantee you right now, as you're watching the stream, there's some grifters out there, commentators, whatever, pundits that are running around acting like this is the greatest shit that ever happened. You need to ask yourself, well, why would they do that? Well, it's in their best interest. And there's two reasons why, okay? Either one, they're paid to do this. Now, not directly, right? It's just that the people who cut their checks have an agenda, right? So if they work at a news station or, you know, an organization of some sort, and they know who their boss is, they know how they have to spin this. They're all in a Telegram group or something like that. And when the story hits, somebody's directing how the story gets spun. So that's that group, right? Then there's the next group of grifter class. And what they do is they wait to see which way the wind blows with the donor class and how the donor class is manipulating the grifters. And then they just follow suit because they just want the clicks. Like I said in my first Twitter Files video, there was no reason to grift off clicks because there's nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there. And then when I went to Twitter, I said, yo, this ain't nothing here. And 50% of people, obviously I'm throwing that number out there, but it felt like half the people were like, Hotep, you wrong on this one. You wrong on this one. What are you talking about? We finally have proof. We finally have evidence. And there was a few people was like, nah, Hotep. I had this one dude DM me. I had one of these blue checks. This is how I know the wind was blowing in the wrong direction. I'm not going to say who it was because I'm not going to expose this. But he reaches out and he says to me, because I said, am I the only one that feels like this stuff is a little light? And he reaches out, he says, ha ha ha, no you're not, my friend. This is a popular blue check account. And I said to him, LOL, where's the dump? Give it to me WikiLeaks style. He says, I've been sort of following, not all that impressed, to be honest. And that's a great idea. And I said, fucking screenshots, bro? Drop the whole damn email thread. He said, oh, I know, I agree. It took so long. This is what he says to me, right? And no slight to him, but he can't speak up. He can't, because he doesn't want to get attacked. He doesn't want to get mobbed. He doesn't want to be deemed as discredited.
Yeah, people not built for it. They're not built for that.
Hotep's not in nobody's pocket, so we get to tell you the truth. That's why you're getting it straight up, because we're 100% supported by the people. Well, I'm supported by, Men of Order, Syscoin, etc. But we're 100% homegrown, organic. This is why when you come to us, you're going to get the unfiltered truth. Or at least our unfiltered opinion is not, brought out by donors. Not yet, at least. Donors, if you're listening, cut the fucking check so we know which way to make this shit blow.
Big facts on that.
But I ain't taking nothing less than motherfucking $500,000. If y'all see me pull up in the Ferrari too fast, y'all know what time it is, man.
It's time for a changing of the guard, goddammit. But like Unc said, I wouldn't be shocked if Hotep is one of those redacted terms that you can't, that gets immediately blocked. They were talking about in these files.
It would have turned up.
Yeah.
It would have turned up in them files. Yes. That's why I wanted to see it. I wanted to see all that shit like that.
I wanted to see the blacklist.
Word. Where the blacklist at?
They can't let that shit go because that same blacklist get used for every other social media platform. Including the one we on right now. Somebody
said to me, they said, yo, Hotep, why don't you reach out to Rumble and have them put you in the editor's pick? I responded, dude, I said, if Rumble wanted me in the editor's pick, I'd be in the editor's pick. You think they don't know we there?
Exactly.
You think Rumble don't know we not there? You think they don't know who's live on their platform? I can go to their platform right now, ain't but 20 people live. You mean to tell me somebody's not watching and see who's live on there?
Exactly.
We don't get love from the right. We don't get love from the right. We don't get love from the left because we not down with the agenda. We don't know what the agenda is.
That's facts. We don't care about the agenda.
Word.
We not trying to toe no line.
They ain't cut us in.
We not trying to toe the line. Period. We trying to tell you guys what's what. This is what's really happening out here in these streets. This what they lying to y'all about. This was got maybe some semblance of some kind of truth in it. And this is just bullshit. They don't like that. They don't like that.
I'm looking at the editor's picks right now. Go to the editor's picks. Let's see what's up here.
You know why? Like Patrice O'Neal said, we don't want to owe that much.
Right.
By being in somebody's pocket.
Right. Now they got some heavy hitters up there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they got this dude. I don't know who this dude is. Beheezy Hub.
I don't know.
Elon exposes all. So he obviously know which way the wind blowing. This guy, Danny Polishuk. They got him in the editor's pick. I would love to be here in the editor's pick. They don't put us here. And that's fine. I'm not asking them to. I'm not gonna ask them to. I just want the people to see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then y'all could go hold these motherfuckers accountable. And y'all could reach out to them. Here's the live feed. Here's the live feed. Here's all the things in the live.
Mike Lindell live. Goddamn Pillow King. Whatever he is.
You see what I'm saying? But that's unimportant. We know we the real. We know. Oh, there we go. I'm on page 3. There we go. Page 3 on the live. We got 62 watching. Shout out to our rumblers. Maybe our numbers is too low. I'll even throw them some bell. Maybe our numbers is too low on Rumble. Maybe our numbers is too low for them to give us the editor's pick. I'll throw them some bell. Anyway, let's get to the super chats. This truth still gonna get to the people regardless. Jonathan Thomas said, "Hey brother, I appreciate you going live. Your time is valuable. So thanks for all you do, Hotep."
Hotep.
Jabari Judy said, Elon has had a government contract since 2014. He's been working with them peoples. All y'all heroes are bought, paid, and promoted to you. Hotep's been told you. I mean, he was beaming internet to the Ukraine for the war.
Yeah, not to mention the big ass subsidy that Tesla got from the government.
Right. Subsidies.
Have subsidies. Guess who he owe?
Mm-hmm.
I just say we don't owe nobody. We don't want to owe that much.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who he owe? Guess who he owe? For SpaceX, Tesla, the fucking solar panels that's on your house right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that company was called, he made. He dug a fucking hole to nowhere in the middle of California on subsidized money. Who y'all think he owe? That's what I mean by what I said. I don't know if he Lex Luthor or he Tony Stark.
He looking more like Les Luthor to me, man.
Yeah, it's like we don't know. Like we don't know if he an anti-hero or he a hero. We don't know what he is.
Yeah, Hotep with his back. Yep. Shout out to Hotep with it. We got to get him on board. Get him acclimated.
Yeah, because like I was sitting there, I seen something. I was like, I know I was like following him, then I wasn't.
Yeah, I think he got a new account.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the thing. Like, and I said it in a couple of my streams. Like, yo, y'all know Tesla, like he made his money off the government. Off the government.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Their help. With their help. Yep.
Yeah, with their help.
He carried them. They carried them through the tough times to make Tesla a popping company. That's true. Catch the Camp said these Twitter drops have been Diet Coke. I want the raw. Facts, man.
That shit.
Facts.
Yeah, like this is everybody was waiting for this shit too. You got the quarter and he was clamoring for it. I think it was underwhelming to him. You know what I mean? Like everybody was like, oh, what we getting? And then they get it and they like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. You see the files and you knew like,
bruh.
Exactly.
That's break, nigga.
Like that's what it is. And people are like, but they still got faith. Oh no, we're going to do this. Like this is, you know what this shit is to me? This is fucking QAnon all over again.
Yeah, it's right up there. I mean, which way is the wind blowing in this story now? Now everybody is on Twitter talking about, oh my God, So I posted it and I said, y'all see what happened? And some person's like, yeah, but Elon fired him. What?
Yeah, he did the shit in the public eye, but we don't know what the fuck happened.
He fired? What, you mean after he sanitized the goddamn files?
Right. After the damage was done, after he did his job.
You giving Elon credit for fucking up?
After mission accomplished. Hey, we need you to blow your cover on this shit, but you cannot let this shit get out.
You giving Elon props for putting a Band-Aid on his mistake?
That's exactly what he did. He's like, fuck.
They're like, yeah, he fired him. What? You're cheering for this? He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Day one, when you was cleaning out Yoel Roth and the rest of them folks, why you get rid of this guy?
Exactly.
This is your general counsel. This is your legal. When you join a company, two main things you worry about. Oh, three, right? Biz dev, finance, and legal. Those are the three areas you really need to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And legal is very important. You mean to tell me nobody looked at the legal?
Of course he did, because he fired Vijaya, right?
Oh yeah, Vijay. What's her name?
Vijaya Gad. I don't remember her name. Vijaya Gad.
Mm-hmm. Vijay Gad. Yeah.
Fire her, but you fucking gloss over this man.
The Fed.
Oh my gosh.
So let's put the poll
right
up.
over him.
Let's put the poll up. Let's see what the chat thinks. And I want you to answer honestly. Let's see. Start a poll. Did Elon knowingly give Twitter files to Jim Baker? Ask your community. Let's see what the chat say, and then we finish up with these super chats. Timothy Wallace, thank you for the $5 super chat. They said Merry Griffmas. Merry Griffmas. Merry Griffmas. Steph Kearney said Dr. Shiva says that Elon will not get rid of the government portal because he would be at risk for losing Section 230 protection and being devalued. Let's talk about that. I was listening to the Twitter Spaces the other day with Elon, and they asked him about the government portal, and they I believe the question was, don't quote me on this, but I believe the question was, Elon, are you aware of the government portal? To which he goes, yeah, I'm not too sure. So wow. Everybody knows that these social media companies have a secret government portal in there,
right?
And your response is, you don't know? You're not aware of it? You've been looking through all the code, but you're not aware of the government portal?
Bruh. Holy smokes, man.
Shit is spooky, man.
It's very spooky. It's very spooky. That's the thing.
Chat saying yes, 81%. He knew he was giving the files to the feds. Jason Rose, he says the only way to get the real Twitter files is to use the Hotep's inside man, Agent Chad. Chad, you gotta go in there and get the files, man.
Don't let him treat you like that, Chad.
Real quick before I finish the super chats, I'm 200 something pages in on the Fauci deposition.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 400 some odd pages. So I'm working my way through the deposition, and so far I haven't found anything interesting. Mm-hmm. Just the usual, Wuhan Institute, blah 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 blah. Just so y'all know, if I find something interesting while I'm going through these, I will alert you tomorrow, and I'll be live talking about them. But I have to go through all the pages because, know me, like if I'd have got to page 200 and I found something real juicy, I would have reported on it ASAP. I think the juiciest thing that people have found is the fact that Fauci's daughter was an engineer. I saw that in the docs. His daughter was his daughter was a software engineer at Twitter. Because in the deposition, the dude asked him, was like, yo, have you ever been in touch with anybody at social media? And he's like, oh, no. He's like, you sure? Yeah. What about your daughter? He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. She, he's like, come on, Fauci. You knew your daughter worked for Twitter, nigga.
Right, just like Nancy Pelosi's daughter just so happened to be at the halls of Congress on that fateful day in January. Just so happened to be documenting that day that happened. A lot of these people, these redacted, the collective, is always intertwined in some shit. Just so happened by happenstance.
Inside of the Ages, thank you for the super chat. He said Elon was on SpaceX and Tesla. This is new to him. True. However, you don't hand your Twitter files over to a former FBI agent.
Bruh.
Like I said, I don't know what to think of the man. All I know is that a lot of his wealth was made through subsidies with the government. So it's like he owed them a favor.
You're gonna pass the former FBI general counsel the Twitter files and then say you found out about it Sunday. Why you want, what was this, before or after the Twitter spaces, Elon? Before or after?
I need somebody to ask some questions to Elon on the Twitter record.
I tried to get up there. I tried to get up on that stage. They wasn't having it because I was ready to ask him them tough questions. Like, where the real files at, Elon? You know what I'm saying? I was about to go in on him in a very polite and professional manner, of course. You guys know how I am.
Yeah, catch more flies with honey than vinegar. You know how that shit goes?
Exactly. Bees? No, catch more bees with flies. Yeah. I don't know. Same shit. TJ, thank you. Shout out to my Canadians. Hey, Hoteps, keep it real, 100. Hey, appreciate you, man. We trying, you know. And you know what it is? Like, we be keeping it real by accident.
Yeah.
Like I'm just calling it how I see it. And it's just because we don't have an agenda and we're not connected to the agenda and the establishment hasn't bought us out. Like, we just accidentally run into the truth. Because I'm just looking like, nigga, it should be more here. And I don't care about getting canceled by the timeline. I don't care about losing followers. So when I go to my timeline, when I typed that tweet and I said, yo, don't y'all think this shit is a little bit light? I knew most of my followers was going to be upset because I saw how in love they were with it already. But I didn't care. I'm still going to speak my truth.
Jim Baker got a fucking novel and handed over a pamphlet.
Tony Baloney, thank you for the super chat, $20 super chat. Thanks, bro. He said, bitter truth is greater than comfortable lies. I agree, but these people want comfortable lies, man. So let's summarize what happened here, Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
We were told we were getting Twitter files. They dropped the Twitter files. Real one said it was light. You said it was light. I went on Alex Jones and said it was light. Alex Jones said it was light. Everybody said it was a smoking gun. And then today, December 6th, what happened?
Everybody got pissed in their cornflakes.
Bruh.
We find out that Twitter, I don't know if it was Elon or Twitter or whoever was responsible for this shit, handed the files over to a former FBI general counsel. Same dude involved with the Steele dossier. Same dude that was allegedly fired from the FBI for exposing files. Same dude Cernovich warned Elon about via Twitter on April 26th. And then when they get to Matt Taibbi is in communication with Barry Weiss. And Barry Weiss, the woman, I keep telling y'all, women is sharp. Y'all be sleeping on women. They sharper than these dudes. All these dudes involved in this chain of reaction, and the woman spotted this shit. Maybe right. Barry Weiss is the one who's not the Fed.
The funny part is Barry Weiss was on this shit too. She was all over the whole collusion shit too.
Was she?
Yeah. That's the funny part, but she got the fucking Hawkeye.
But she got the Hawkeye, right? So Barry Weiss comes out and says, hold up, this is Jim Baker. He's a Fed. And the files that we got have been sanitized. They've been bleached. They've been redacted before they got to us. you know, she gonna still get her grift on. Talking about she gonna release some files the next day tomorrow. What are we gonna get? Leftovers? Scraps? What's left after the FBI, former FBI counsel? What's left after he sanitizes these documents?
Right. But you know, the plebes and the normies, they're going to be clamoring for more Twitter files because they just know that one of these drops is going to have that smoking gun. That's why I say that shit sound like fucking QAnon. One more drop, guys. One more drop. We got him. We got him, guys. One more drop. This one's going to be it.
This is it.
This one's it.
Look out for part 2.
And they're going to start reading between the lines and shit. It's like come on, y'all. They wagging the dog, bro.
Here's the other take that everybody's running with. Inside the agent said Elon trapped Baker. This has to be a 100% take. I keep seeing y'all say this. No, that's a terrible take, Insight. Elon trapped Baker. How about he shouldn't have fucking passed? You don't have to trap Baker. All you had to do was Google his name.
If you want to trap Baker, give him some bullshit.
Give him some
bullshit Twitter files. See what he do with them. And if you see some shit missing, get him the fuck out of there. And then that's the news story. We got a Franklin Beverly Institute plant out of Twitter.
You trapped him with the original files?
Trap him with some BS. And then see what happened to that BS file. Why some of that shit could have truth in that. I just can't. I don't know. This shit is crazy to me.
Why y'all keep throwing Elon so much bail? That's what I need to know. Why y'all keep throwing him so much bail? Why do y'all like? He's not gonna save you. This is brain chip implant man.
Like I said, I don't know what to think about him, right? Because some part of me want him to be, I guess, 100% for free speech and all this other stuff. But then that Hotep part of me is like, nah, he just looking for more power and money.
What did Adam Weishaupt say?
And he owes the big guy.
Right. Let's see if I can pull this up on the screen.
You know what, Insight? I'm a hope that Elon is as bit of a white knight as everybody want him to be. I'm gonna still keep my skepticism, but I hope that he is. We'll see. We'll see, though. Time will tell. Right now, everybody worry about this dark winter that's coming.
Who said this quote? Oh, it's Albert Pike. I think. Said something. I forget how the quote go, but it said, when they need a hero, we'll give them one. Whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him. Whose quote is that? Albert Pike, 33rd degree Mason. I think that's what it's credited with. Whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him. This is a balance of power, people. This is why you got to read Tragedy and Hope by Carol Quigley. He talks about this balance of power. I wrote about it in my book, Patriot Report, Unmasked the Conspiracy of Money War. You can go get that now at HotepJesus.com. Make sure you take your master focus before you read it. Help you focus, concentrate longer. But this is a balance of power, man. It's like, yeah, we got some freedom of speech and, da-da-da-da. But I really think that was, it's really a guise for the balance of power situation. 80% said Elon knowingly gave it to Jim Baker. That's what the audience says, 80%. Cassius Can said Elon is Q. Inside Agent says Elon has the date. Dude just incriminated himself. I guess. MTX Crypto. Elon is Dr. Octopus. Wait, who's that? No, that's not his name, right?
Doc Ock. You talking about from
Doc
Spider-Man?
Ock. Yeah, there you go. Doc Ock. Yeah, from Spider-Man. You got anything further to add, man?
Nah.
You about
I'm
to
gonna
go live, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go live for a little bit. I was gonna rant on this. It's gonna be a quick, probably like 20 or 30-minute live. So
What you gonna talk about?
first I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more. Then I'm gonna reiterate on what I was talking about last night with situational awareness. You hear about that girl who she was with her homegirl and the other two girls tried to run up on them?
I think I heard that from you.
Let them shots go.
I think I heard that from you. Didn't you put it in the chat or something?
Yeah, I think I put it in the chat. So I want
Yeah.
to talk about a little bit more about, situational awareness when you're out here in these streets. A lot of people in their phone or whatever in the aloof, and you never know when somebody about to run down on you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Gotta have your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another wonderful broadcast from that.
That Hotep Jesus dude.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com. Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Hotep and Bill.
The first use case you think about blockchain is payments, right? So that's the first thing you want to do is show that you can secure a payment mechanism just like Visa, MasterCard, but much more secure, without middlemen, take away the fees, offers economies of scale. So the more people use it, the cheaper it gets. The way we view the future of value in the long term, 3 to 5 to 10 years, we view layer 1 blockchains will essentially become like the new republics. These will be the new mechanisms where all the value is going to proliferate to the future. There'll be the layer 1 blockchain, there will be the mining market, there'll be the dApps, and there'll be tokens. So the lower you get in the stack, the lower risk you have, but the lower rewards. The highest risk reward will be on the layer 1 blockchain, because that's where all the value will flow up. But it's highest value, highest risk. We view layer 1 blockchains, which is Bitcoin, Syscoin, Ethereum, as court systems. They need to be combative to the external forces that we don't control, even in the software world. In the real world, like inflation, hyperinflation, wars, these systems need to be secure from that. And this is why we view Bitcoin as the gold standard for security and decentralization. What else does the world need? What else does the world cherish when you have something like Bitcoin? How can we extend that to something else where we can take advantage to build real world utility? This is where Ethereum comes in. For me, Ethereum is a gold standard for flexibility or general computation. We're trying to stick to the gold standards we know the world's going to cherish and develop on, and we put those two concepts together. And this is what Syscoin is.